Alright everyone, it's been a while since I did a collection video, and today, as you can see in the title, we are doing my big box PC collection along with some other PC games I have. Now, I'm not really an avid collector of the PC, but I do have a couple titles, and when I do see some cool stuff, I'll usually pick it up. I've been promising this video for almost 4 years now, so finally it's here. Let's take a look. Alright, so the first game I want to talk about is McGee's Alice. This is the game, it got me into PC gaming because it was exclusive to the PC. If you haven't played this game, it's pretty much an adventure game or more of a dark telling of the Alice in Wonderland series. It's a very well done game, has very dark humor. I mean, some of the stuff in this game I just thought was outrageous back when I first played it back in, I think it was early 2000? Or maybe it was late 2000. I believe that's when the game came out, but this game is widely available on a lot of platforms now, so it's easy to find this game to play it. Obviously, most of you guys are probably not going to play the PC disc version, but still, this was the only way to play the game for a while at the time, so I actually went out and bought this. Now, I was such a fan of the series, I even picked up the toys they made for it. They have the McGee's toys that were really popular at the time, and I picked up the majority of those. I've had them like pretty much ever since they came out. They're a little beat up looking now, at least the boxes are, but still, I love these things. I think they're really cool. As a matter of fact, I actually did a Alice video a few years back, so I'll link that here so you guys can check that out. I pretty much grabbed everything that was related to Alice that I owned and put it in the video.
You've gone quite mangy, cat, but your grin's a comfort.
And you've picked up a bit of an attitude, still curious and willing to learn, I hope.
And next up, we have The Longest Journey. So I came into this game a bit late. My boss at GameStop, and this is when GameStop still sold PC games, and we were talking about like really good games, and he asked me if I heard of The Longest Journey, and I said, no, I never heard of it. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I remember he went to the shelf, grabbed it, and said, you got to get this game. And I was like, I looked at him, I was like, I don't know. And he just talked me into it. I took this game home. I put it into PC and played it, and it started off pretty slow and weird, but once it got past the little dream sequence part, I was sucked in. This game is a point and click adventure, as you can see, has lots of puzzles in it. Some puzzles are just annoying, but still I think the pacing in this game was really well done. It kept me interesting, and the voice acting, the characters, just really well done. And I played the game all the way to the end and even beat the sequel games, one of them being the Dreamfall chapters, which was the last game released, came out on PS4 and the Xbox Series X, so you guys should definitely check this series out. But this is where it started at, and this game is still exclusive to the PC, at least that I know of, unless it's probably on Steam, of course.
Wait a second, I was trying to tell you that
I don't much like modern movies myself. They're either too loud and expensive or too obscure and self-indulgent. But old movies, really old movies, have a charm and a simplicity that appeals to me.
Listen, please don't interrupt me again. It's starting to piss me off.
And next we have its sequel, Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. This game was fantastic to me. I really had a good time playing this one. I would say the only downfall of this game for me was that it kind of like ends on a cliffhanger, and we weren't sure if we were going to get a sequel to this game actually until like I want to say probably 2013 or 14 when Kickstarter had become popular, at least to my knowledge. But back in like 2006 when this came out, we did not know if this was going to get a sequel or not, so that was pretty horrible. But I felt like this game did a lot of things better than the original. For me, less puzzles, the better. But a lot of people might not agree with that, but still, A really solid game that really delves deep into the story. If you haven't played this one, definitely check it out. It's on the 360. No, actually, it's on that regular Xbox, PC, obviously, and a couple other systems I can't remember.
Hey, Crow. Find any good crumbs?
Are you kidding? This place has got scraps worthy of kings. I just ate something I think might have been in the maggot family, and it was delicious.
Beyond Good and Evil is the hidden gem of a lifetime. Unfortunately, when this game came out, it didn't do well because it kind of went against its own competition. Ubisoft had released Prince of Persia at the time, and this game just fell under the radar. But this is, to this day, still lives up. A fantastic stealth adventure game. A lot of fun, really good story. I just had to pick this up on PC because I wanted the best way to play it at the time, so I went ahead and did that. But man, if you haven't played this game, definitely check it out. I mean, you won't regret it. They do have a sequel that's allegedly coming out. I don't know what's going on with that thing. It's been in limbo for years. Hopefully they'll announce it for PS5 and Xbox Series X and obviously Steam. But definitely check this series out, or well, this game out, because we don't know if that game's going to come out.
Lost, sweetheart. Run! Run faster! I love a good chase!
Don't break up the team. Carlson and Peters, page 823.
Next we have Cold Fear. This game came out before Resident Evil 4 and was kind of, well, I think it came out before Resident Evil 4, maybe afterwards, I can't remember. But I remember it had a lot of comparisons to Resident Evil 4, the different angles you could play the game. You could play over the shoulder, kind of. You could play it at a third-person angle. It was pretty cool stuff. This game had a really big thing about it because it was basically the effects of being on a ship in the middle of the sea during a storm, trying to do an investigation on some soldiers that pretty much got slaughtered. It was a pretty brutal scene. But the reason I got the PC version because at the time I wanted the best way to play this game because I liked it so much. And the PC version actually pushed the game to 720p. But unfortunately, it didn't support widescreen at all, unless you hack it somehow, which I thought was weird. But anyways, if you see Cold Fear out there, if you're a survival horror fan, definitely check it out. It didn't sell well, unfortunately, and that's the reason the company that created it, Darkworks, pretty much went under. So at least they left us with some masterpieces, in my opinion. You know, I really like this game, and I think you guys will too.
Did you hear that? Hear what? What's that smell? These old Russian whalers all stink to high heaven. What's that? Open fire! Open fire! Holy shit! Ah! I'm falling back! Reform on my position! I repeat, reform here!
Lieutenant Lansing, come in, come in! Lansing? Oh, man. At least I found the code.
Next up, we have American McGee's Bad Day LA. This game is hilarious. And I remember when E3 had premiered this game and they said it was going to come out for Xbox and PC. I don't know what happened to the Xbox version. It just never came out. But the PC version did. And this game, pretty much you're playing as a homeless guy named Anthony. And Anthony just doesn't like the world or anything like that. He's just trying to keep to himself. But all these crazy events happen in LA. Like, it's hilarious. Like, there's aliens, meteors, there's earthquakes, all kind of craziness. And, like, you have to deal with it. It's just, like, you have to interact with the community and kind of, like, fix certain issues. So there's one issue where you have to help a guy in the ambulance and something messed up's happened. I'll let you guys see the clip. But this game is hilarious. American McGee definitely had a good idea with what he wanted with this game. It's really a lot of fun. And only exclusive to PC.
Hey you, help me over here. Hold it. Almost there.
Yo, mama, what's up with you?
Drop dead, Smelly.
Yo, don't be like that. Hey. Oh, shit. Who did that? That's the way we do it.
Next up, we have Phantasmagoria. Man, I remember this game back in the day, and I remember it was controversial because there was some kind of well, I don't even want to say the word, but there was a scene in there that was allegedly, like, inappropriate. And looking at that scene now, it just looks funny. It's hilarious, but definitely one of those point-and-click games that really, I want to say, push the boundaries of certain, like, aspects of story.
Adrian, I can do this better myself, please.
Okay, jeez.
I'm sorry, hon.
Next here we have Phantasmagoria, A Puzzle of Flesh. This is a sequel, only in name from what I remember. I beat this game years ago, and man, this game has a lot of twists and turns, but I overall think it's a much better game than the first one, but that's an unpopular opinion pretty much. But the story, how it turns out, I thought it was pretty cool, and there's certain scenes in this game that's just like, wow, it just cracks me up, like some of the mishaps and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys probably don't know this, but Drunken Master Paul actually makes a cameo in this game. You guys will have to find the scene yourself, but it's pretty hilarious. Sky Gunner is a well-known shooter for the PS2, very sought after, but a lot of people didn't know it actually had a sequel on the PC called Gunner's Heart. Now, where the first game was pretty much a combat simulator, this one is more of a rail shooter, and you know, it kind of just is more fast-paced, of course, as you're seeing here. Now, I had no idea this game existed until, like, I want to say 2010. And then, at that time, it was only in Japanese from what I saw. But now there's an English version of it. And now this is free to download, too. So don't worry about that. But the game is actually 2 players at the same time. So, you know, that's a great thing. You know, I've never really seen too many rail shooters that are 2 players. So I don't know if it works well. But still, you know, if you're a fan of the Sky Gunner series and you want a continuation of the story, this game is awesome. Definitely download this, check it out. Or if you could find the physical version of it, you know, you definitely check eBay. I don't initially know how that was sold, but I found mine on eBay probably around, I want to say around 2015, 16. I picked it up. Next up is Seventh Guest, a puzzle adventure, more point and click type gameplay. I don't really honestly know too much about this game. You know, I got it It was a while ago, and I actually got a big box copy of it, and then there was a small box copy of it, but there was no disc in the small box, but I just kept it for preservation. I thought it was pretty cool. But I heard a lot of good things about this game. I don't know if it's a sequel or a prequel to another game that I've heard of. I'm not really sure, but just a lot of fanfare for this game from what I remember. But the main reason I picked this game up because FMV scenes. I love FMV. They are awesome no matter what. I don't care how bad they've aged. They're just great.
And there was this one last vision, a last dream of a great house, a mansion that the wealthy toy maker was to build. A strange house, a house that scared people.
My, isn't this a cheery place?
I don't know if you guys remember, but the Recore game had a rough launch pretty much. You know, it was had a lot of issues. It was pretty messed up, unfortunately. But they did make a definitive edition for the PC and the Xbox One. The thing is about that, though, like a lot of times, like your first impression of a game will be your last impression. That's why it's important for these guys to really put out the product they wanted, you know, in the first place. If they can't get what they're satisfied with, don't put it out at all. Just wait until it's done. But I think this was rushed out. I don't remember this was a rush title for the Xbox One, but still, the definitive edition came out for PC. It fixes all the issues the game has, and this game pretty much to me feels like a spiritual successor to the Mega Man Legends series, just the way it is. You know, if you haven't played the Mega Man Legends series, they're PS1 games, and they're pretty awesome, depending on how you look at them. But Recore, I just wish that this game wasn't just exclusively on the Xbox One at the time. You know, I felt like it should have been a multi-platform game. I think it would have succeeded. Well, it would have been successful somewhat, but you never really know. Maybe it was successful somewhat on the Xbox One. I gotta look up the stats. But anyways, a fantastic game. A lot of people might have overlooked this one. I do have it for the Xbox One. I just don't have an Xbox One system yet, so at least when I get the system, I have a few games for it. But I wanted to play the game now, so I got it for the PC.
Gotcha.
And next up is Freedom Planet. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a company out there. They were called Indie Box. They were trying to bring the big box PC games back. I don't think they're still around, unfortunately. But when they were here, they were actually putting out some really cool stuff. And I actually got this Freedom Planet through a trade years ago. This is before Freedom Planet became available for the PS4 and the Switch. This was the only physical for the PC. And this box came with a lot of stuff. This was really cool. Now, those of you that have not heard of Freedom Planet, this actually used to be a Sonic fan game. Thank goodness the developer decided, you know what, man, forget this. I want to make some money off of this game. And this game, to me, actually exceeds Sonic. You know, it's very well done. The areas are so big. Lots of character development. You know, it's just an awesome game. And I don't know if a lot of people have played this one yet, but if you see it out there, definitely pick this up. Add it to your collection. It is amazing. And last but not least, we have So Blonde for the PC. I actually bought this back in 2008, 2009, and this was the last PC game I bought before I quit PC games. And this is a point-and-click adventure. Stars a girl named Sunny Blonde, and she pretty much is like this entitled girl, and she ends up having an accident while she's on a cruise ship. She falls in the water below and wakes up on this island that's really reminiscent of something you would see out of Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, being that this is a point-and-click adventure, expect lots of weird puzzles that kind of like what the heck. There are mini games that are fun, but what's really going to pull you in this game is how the story pans out. You know, it's really well done, and when you get to the ending, it's almost like It's just a heartwarming game. It's just very well done. I don't ever hear anybody talking about this game because at the time it came out, you know, point and click games pretty much like just nobody was talking about them, at least the people that I knew. But if you're looking for some point and click adventure with a heartwarming story, definitely, well, I don't know, I would say pick up the physical, but you could probably download this game now. So maybe you want to download it. That'd be an easier way to access it. But definitely give this game a go.
What on earth will my friends think of me when I see them again?
When I said tell me about yourself, I didn't expect a life story.
Whatever. Honestly, Brad, it's like my parents don't trust me. They treat me like a child.
That's the last thing I'd do, Sonny. Oh my God!
Hey!
Alright everybody, so that does it for my PC collection. You know, I just random collected these over the years, and you know, not really many ways to play these unless you have a CD or DVD drive on your computer, which it seems like a lot of people don't have anymore. But I wanted to dedicate this video to my buddy Stu Reviews. Awesome guy, terrible corny jokes, but he's always a person that's got your back. Till next time everyone.